Hey there, fellow travelers of the Star Citizen universe. I'm Very Rare Guy, and yeah, we're gonna figure out this whole Carrack Camping thing. Can you really use a Carrack as a home base? I'm a bit skeptical, but I do love my Carrack. I've never actually tried this before, so we're gonna go camping on Daymar in the Crusader Quadrant. We're gonna pretend we're one of those little yuppie rich kids that has money from their parents, and their parents buy them a little van to drive across America because they think they're, spiritual and an adventurer. But instead of a van, we're doing the Carrack. Van life, Carrack life. Let's go. Most importantly, just making sure that I set my regen point at Crew L1, which is where I woke up. Crew L1 being, the closest hospital of sorts to Daymar. Hoping that new station that comes in replacement of Port Olisar will have. We need to suit up. We need to get supplies. So, we got to get our med supplies, primarily med pens, med gun refills. Because you never know. We might run into somebody that needs our help. See if I see a dead player, I'll revive them. Why not? Yeah. So, we got to suit up. We got to gear up. Got to get our gear. We definitely need weapons. Crew L1 is one of my favorite stations. It's, I don't know. It feels like home. Away from home. So we got to go up to the Galleria. Go up to the Galleria, get ourselves some weapons and some armor. I really like Crew L1 because it has weapons and armor. That's all you really need for a little station, home base away from home. So essentially, I want to turn my Carrack into what Crew L1 is to me now, which is a place where I can wake up, buy some weapon, buy some armor, buy some medical supplies. I like to roll with the standards. I'm not going to take any sniper rifles or rail guns or grenade launchers out there because, I don't know if this is going to work out or not for me. So I'm just taking a general rifle and an SMG. That's my go-to. I don't really mess with pistols. I hear some pistols are pretty sweet. But yeah, I already have a bunch of gear right now too. But just showing you where they are if you happen to be in Crew L1 and you want to take this journey as well. Yeah, I already have a lot of crap in my inventory. I'm definitely looking forward to an inventory rework. Just really frustrating when you're trying to put something on and it won't go on you, or you're trying to take off your medical gown because you've died 10 times in a row and it won't let you take it off. Gearing up. Ammo is always such a pain to get around. I hope they do rework the ammo and stacking features of the inventory too. It's just such a pain, right? Just trying to mess around with your ammo. Get through it all, man. Just trying to get by. And sustenance. Quick tip, if you don't know, you can buy this green juice. The desert juice is what I call it. Space juice, maybe. Maybe space juice is a better name for it. Where, well, look at that. There's some stacked bottles right there. Cute. This stuff boosts your hydration and your food levels, so you don't have to worry about buying some of those nasty hot dogs at the hot dog stand. You don't have to worry about buying one at a time, water or a can of Crux. You can just bulk buy them from the weapons store at Crew L1. So what up to the armor store? Armor. I don't know if highlighted colors would be a good armor choice in the desert, especially since we might run into enemies. I think when you're going out venturing in the great unknown, ideally you want to take a couple different armor sets of different colors to hopefully match what sort of environment you're going to be in, to give you some sort of coverage or camouflage. But yeah, now we're ready to roll out. I like to go to the refinery. I'm going to go to the refinery real quick just to pick up some multi-tools. Multi-tools, baby. Yeah, we got to get our multi-tools for this little journey because we might have to tractor beam some stuff. We might have to pull some stuff out of reach and mine some freaking rare gems. Uncut rare gems. Let's go. Daymar sand mines. They also have good armor here too. Some say that the armor out here is favorable. I just like to get all my armor from a regular armor store. One thing to pay attention to when you're exploring the great unknown too is to pay attention to temperature. Different planets, moons have different temperature based on their atmosphere, and you want to be equipped to handle the harshness of whatever that environment provides. So if it's too hot, you don't want your winter gear. If it's too cold, You don't want to go out there in your sperm suit, you know. I wish you could buy multi-tools with the tractor beam attachment already on it, just because it's kind of a pain to buy them separately and then attach it to the tool itself. But yeah, I mean, we got our tools. Now we're ready to roll out. Pull out the Carrack. Don't mind my ship list. I know it's a bit much, but ideally we would love to do some sort of overview or gameplay loop for every single ship in the game. But there are just some ships I don't care about. But I do care about this one, the beautiful Carrack. Look at it. So nice and just large. Quite a pain in the ass to get out of a hangar, I have to admit. I've definitely come up with some tips and tricks in order to do so. After many attempts of being stuck in the hangar and having to, you know, take the ship off and bail and then store it and then claim it again. But loving pains, right? I wish the Carrack did have a bigger hangar, and whenever self hangars and your personal hangar come out, I'm gonna try to get the biggest hangar I can for this bad boy. So importantly, you want to move gear. Oh, obviously, close close the door to your ship. As we all know, people linger here. People will sneak in your ship and hide, and then slice your throat when you're piloting the damn thing. Not to worry though, because we closed the door, and the Carrack is a huge ship, and there are a lot of places to hide in it. Don't want any surprises or stowaways. But yeah, this part is where we essentially transfer all of our gear that we bought or want to take with us to Daymar into our ship inventory, our vehicle inventory. If I was feeling reckless, I would just transfer everything, but it's good. It's a good idea to just transfer a bit at a time, because there are gankers out there, my friends. There are gankers. On my way from Crew L1 to Daymar, to a facility in Daymar, someone could take me out. It's unlikely because Carrack has some pretty beastly shields, but you never know. There could be like a PvP party of like 10 folks just looking for trouble. The Carrack does have quite a bit of SCU space. Some people do use it for transport operations to make that easy money, that easy risky money. I don't think I've ever done a transport job with this Carrack or any ship in my life in Star Citizen, just because it just seems kind of like a game loop I'm not interested in. But maybe one day, especially when Pyro opens up and you have to maybe transport resources to organizational home bases. That could be cool. Most importantly, don't forget to transfer over your sustenance, your medical supplies, your multi-tools. Split them up, transfer them over, and you should be good to go. Really do hope that there's an easier way to transfer over stuff in the future of the inventory. Weapons, yeah, gotta get those delicious weapons out here. So yeah, Carrack, quite a big ship. I'm not going to do a tour of it today. I mean, there's plenty of amazing ship tour guides on the tube. I probably could have taken a shortcut to go up to the Carrack, but I'd like to just maybe do a quick sweep of the cargo to make sure no scumbags are hiding around. Didn't do a thorough enough search because I just want to get out there. I want to get up this elevator, want to turn on the ship and get out into the great unknown. I've been stuck in this elevator a few times. It's not perfect. Star Citizen will be Star Citizen, where you'll be in the elevator of a ship and then all of a sudden you'll be in space. Fortunately, this didn't happen this time. Grateful to the Star Citizen gods. This is the HAB floor, where you have your med bay, your quarters, your meeting rooms, and then the bridge, right? This is the beautiful bridge. Such a great little room. Great point of view into the abyss of space, into the armpit of the Crew L1 hangar that I'm in. I'm about to leave. One tip / trick that I have for getting out of a hangar with a Carrack is use your keyboard to strafe up just slightly. I'm gonna strafe up slightly, and then use W to go forward. I try not to use my sticks because I might move it a fraction to the left or right, and when I try to get the Carrack out, it gets stuck. It's really fitted into some of these hangars, super tight. But we're out of here. Goodbye, Crew L1. Maybe this will be the last time I'm back here, or maybe I'll run into some invisible debris and I'll be back very shortly. Okay, we're good. No invisible debris. Definitely came out of that gate super quick. Not the safest move to do, but I really wanted to get that cinematic shot of leaving Crew L1. And we're off. Quantuming to Crusader. This game, bringing an appreciation for it. An appreciation, I guess, that I had when I was a kid. And now that I'm an adult and know that in my real lifetime I probably will never be able to get out here physically. Grateful for Star Citizen to give me the ability to be out here virtually. And, I just feel like it's a good time to maybe just take a view of space, get a little sight out there. I think it's important every time you go to a new place, especially when Pyro opens up and you're going to new planets, just to feel it, feel it with your body. Let's take a gander, shall we? 0G'd off of my Carrack's deck, but here we are. No need to panic, because everybody dies. But yeah, it's moments like this where you're like, of all the bugs and feature issues and 10 years of waiting for this game to come out, all those issues and worries kind of just go out the window, and you can just take in the beauty of space. To be everywhere and to be nowhere at the same time. Really just lose yourself out here. I could kind of hang out here all day, all night, or at least until I run out of water. It's great to see the scale too of how tiny we all are in this universe, and also how large Carrack is. It's quite a big ship, not the biggest, but definitely bigger than one of my favorite ships, the Arrow. I really do love Crusader. As sketchy as it may be sometimes, it really is a neat little corner of Stanton. Oh, whoa, okay. Well, that didn't work. Let's try that again. Let's try to get back on the ship and get to what we were said to do, which is Carrack Camp on Daymar. All right, we are off. Let's head down to Daymar, see what we got. So I like to head to a facility. That's where we're going to drop our stuff off. We got to get to a facility safely, hopefully not run into any trouble, and just unload the inventory of the Carrack. As if anything were to happen to the Carrack, let's say explodes or 30k, we got to reclaim it. We can always just go back to the facility where we dropped off all of our stuff and just gear up again. Daymar, there's something just really fascinating to me about this little pocket of the Crusader quadrant. I don't know, maybe in another lifetime I was a camel or something, because I've always had a fascination with deserts. Torn between getting those beautiful cinematic shots and really paying attention to my surroundings. But I'm pretty happy with the shields on this bad boy, and I'm not doing any trading or transporting, so people can come after me if they want. I'll just have to set up again. But so far it looks clear. It's pretty clear, We'll scoot on in, land, and then we're gonna gear up the Carrack as well. After we drop our stuff off, we're gonna load in some vehicles. You can't really go camping without some sweet little toys, if you know what I mean. Here we are. Now let's get out. Scout the scene out a bit, see if there's any activity. Looks like there's not a whole lot of activity. And yeah, let's transfer over, just to be on the safe side. Let's just transfer over some stuff. I can do a quick move all, so you don't have to do it one by one, which is great. You gotta be comfortable with being alone in this game. You're gonna be doing some exploration, some nomad operations. Okay, what do we got here? We got a little frozen Carrack in the air action. We have a little bit of a frozen Cutlass in the air action. bizarre, but not unfamiliar in this Star Citizen universe. Wonder if it's an NPC or somebody logged midair, who knows. Alright, we're gonna call our little toys. I gotta claim them first because I more likely than not destroyed almost all of them in the last use. But we're gonna take out a couple different toys as we wait for them to wait for the claims to come through. This is a nice little waiting room they got here. I wish they had vending machines, you know, if you wanted to get a drink without having to hope that there's a loot box here. Nice if you just buy a can of something or a bag of chips or something. What do we got here? It's the Picses. The Carrack, beautifully enough, comes with a Picses. I never thought I would ever own a ship like this, because I love combat and I love surviving, but I've really grown to appreciate the Picses. It's a cute little slice of ship we got here. Tiny amount of storage, but it's nimble. It flies. Probably hard to hit if you're a bigger ship. An ideal mobile for exploration, and beautifully enough, you can call these on one of these smaller terminals at a facility, versus having to call it from a bigger station and then fly it into space to meet up with your bigger ship. Oh, yeah. Should probably close the door, huh? Sometimes I do like to live dangerously, though. Alright, taking off. Let's fit this thing into the Carrack. Give it a little spin, fly around a little bit, you know. Make sure I still know how to fly a snub fighter. Yeah, it's a pretty clear coast. Smooth sailing so far. You know, we made it to the facility, and that's probably the big thing. As long as you can make it to a facility and drop off your stuff, you're ready to camp out on any planet or moon or anywhere. Ideally, yeah, you might have to reclaim your home base ship, but that's part of the game, right? Living on the fringe. This Carrack, this cutlass is very interesting. I can't wait till stuff like this stops happening, right? If it's nobody's in that vehicle, it's not an NPC, it should just go away, in my opinion. Or fall to the ground. Oh, look what we have here. We have a little bit of medical Picses action. Looks harmless, but at the same time, I've heard of, different pirating orgs using these to scout, right? Which, no shame in the pirate game. I'm for all game loops in this game. Whether you're mining or even if you're a griefer, to each their own, brother and sister. But yeah, medical Picses, great scout for pirating, just because nobody's going to think that you're a pirate. It's not like you're showing up in a Cutlass Blue or something. So yeah, we're gonna set this little bad boy top of the Carrack. I'll drop it in once we get into the big old ship. First, let's drop the Picses into the internal hangar, which is what I love most about this ship. Just having an internal hangar where you can park ships is it's a blessing. It really is. It really is quite sweet. And if you do it right, it kind of just falls in perfectly. Obviously, maybe I could have parked a little nicer so it didn't look all glitchy coming into the internal hangar. Well, here we are. Got the Picses on board. Close the door, and let's get some more toys. Now we got the Fury. Oh, the Fury. These things are so fun to fly, even if they are paper. But I can see some really skillful pilots just tearing into people with these. They're so nimble. Turn radius, and just like you can't really beat these things in a turn fight. They're also incredibly hard to hit. I want to do some Fury Swarm content one of these days. See if we can get like 30 Furies to do some ERTs. I'm using the regular model Fury, not the MX. The MX is the missile model. They are coming out with a new Fury variant, one that I guess might be a racing Fury. Yeah, this is probably my favorite thing to scout in when I set up a home base. You know, these things are neat. They're a little zippy, and they're just a blast to fly if you don't have a Fury. I recommend getting one. Even if you don't have a larger ship to store it in, you can always just park your ship somewhere and just take it out for a flight. All right, now we're gonna park the Fury. It's one of the beauties of these things. They're so small. You gotta just park them on all kinds of vehicles. We're just gonna set this one on top of the Carrack and get our next little toy. One of my favorites. Gotta love yourself a Nox bike. I know most people are Dragonfly lovers, Team Dragonfly. I'm Team Nox. I just love the sleek profile of this thing. It's like a knife, First, the Dragonfly is a little wider. I know it's faster, but not really worried about speed. I'm not rating anybody at this time. Just trying to enjoy myself and my time out here on what I believe to be a really sleek and great looking bike. These things are a bit volatile, though. You got to be careful when maybe not be careful, but just expect for it to explode if you hit a little rock, or do a backflip into a big rock. But there's the medical Picses. What are you doing, bud? But yeah, no, these things are a blast. You can fly these in space. I've done very VLRT missions with the Nox bike before. It has 2 size 1 guns. It's a little fun thing, Space bike. Come on, who's not in for a space bike? Gotta load this bad boy into the Carrack. I think for any sort of land nav, ideally I'd probably take something a little bigger. For any sort of tactical operation, maybe even taking like Steves or ballistas. But this is just a recreational camping trip we're going on, my friends. So I'm just gonna take 1 Nox. I was going with some buddies. I do have a second Nox, so I'd probably take it 2. If it was a big camping trip, maybe pack up 4 of these things, or maybe 2 Dragonflies. There's a good amount of space. And okay. Carrack's freaking out. No need to panic though, because we like to live dangerously. Yeah, looks like the Fury fell off. Beautiful. Fell off and didn't explode. That's great. Just, Carrack sight distance. But yeah, screw it. We ride. Let the chips fall as they may. The ship explodes. We had a good time up until this point. Oh, there we go. This is what I talk about. This is what I was talking about when I mentioned that the Nox is a bit volatile. It likes to turn around a bit. And ideally you want to strafe down when you're going up into load a bike like this, because strafe a bit too high, it might get all topsy-turvy on you and take you for an unexpected ride. Whoa, it looked like my Carrack is about to fall on me. Be interesting if it did and I just, he just got killed, which could happen. But there we go. Crisis averted. Gonna put the Fury back on top. And we're gonna get the heck out of here, because that medical Picses is freaking me out if it is a scout. And I want to get to it. Set up a home base. Start a fire. Boil some space juice and really see what's out there. Ooh. NPC life. Yeah, we got NPCs out here. We're not gonna worry though. Shields on the Carrack are pretty nice. Unfortunately, as a solo Carrack pilot, I have no guns. Yeah, no guns, and I don't think there are any missiles on the damn thing. So pretty much, I just gotta quantum anywhere as fast as possible, because I have no way to defend myself other than to run, which is fine, I'm not here to blow everything up. you know, at least not in a Carrack. I'm here to just, it's a home base, right? You don't have guns in your home in real life, do you? You might have a gun inside your home, but you don't have like turrets on the house that you grew up in, or the house that you currently live in, or your apartment. So, you know, why should a home-based Carrack have guns too? Now for like, you know, higher risk exploration missions, going into unfamiliar territory where you might run into trouble, I would definitely take a crew with me. I would like to have a fighter snub pilot or 3. I think I've heard that you can fit an arrow on top of a Carrack. Something like that would be nice to have. Plus, you know, maybe like 4 or 5 Furies in the internal hangar. And then, you know, focus on the turrets of the Carrack. Just because when you're taking a long journey somewhere, you don't want to run into trouble and have to start all over. So to avoid any sort of negative consequences, definitely gearing up.